Unit 13. Secured Transactions. Unit 13, page 183. Listening 1.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed your lunch. Now, I'd like to turn to the topic of creating security interests. I'd like to begin by giving you a general outline of 7 steps that you need to follow when creating a security interest. Afterward, I'll discuss each of the steps in more detail. Please feel free to interrupt me at any time should you have a question. Let's begin with step 1, identifying the debtor. Take care to identify precisely which person or entity will be granting a security interest. A borrower may conduct its business through several entities. Let me give you an example. Your client might be a real estate holding company that owns only the building where a subsidiary conducts its business, using its own personal property. If the holding company owns only the real estate and not the personal property, it doesn't make sense to have that company grant a security interest in personal property that it doesn't own. Step 2 is to identify the collateral. Counsel should consult with the client to determine precisely what property will serve as collateral. Some debtors will offer specific property. For example, 2003 Spellman Press, serial number 1425XCD, while other debtors may name certain categories of their property. For example, all equipment and inventory. Depending on the specific deal struck between the debtor and the secured party, counsel may use a categorical description of collateral.
Excuse me, Mr. Kellogg. I have a question. Why not use a general description such as all personal property of the debtor? Wouldn't that be simpler?
That's a good question. What you are referring to is known as a blanket lien. This is problematic because a blanket lien creates a roadblock to any further secured borrowing for the company. Right. On to step 3. Confirm that the debtor has rights in the collateral. Counsel should confirm that the debtor has or will acquire rights in the property. If in doubt, ask the debtor to provide documentation supporting its claim to ownership, such as bills of sale, invoices, and the like. The debtor may also agree to subject its after-acquired property to the security interest. In such a case, counsel should include a phrase such as now owned or later acquired to describe the property. The next step is step 4. Confirm that the secured party has given value. In the typical lending relationship where the lender either agrees to make a loan or actually advances funds, the requirement of value is easily met. Okay, now we have step 5. Draft the security agreement. The UCC requires that it's in writing. It should identify the debtor and provide a signature block. Of course, there's quite a bit more to be said here. I'll be going into more detail on the subject of drafting later. Step 6 is to authenticate the security agreement. In most cases, this probably means that the debtor's authorized representative will put pen to paper and sign the security agreement. Note that the concept of authentication is designed to permit the debtor to sign the agreement electronically as well, using email, for example. The final step is step 7. Perfect the security interest by filing a financing statement. After the security agreement is authenticated, it binds the debtor and the secured party. To make it fully effective against subsequent creditors, the secured party must perfect the security interest, typically by giving constructive notice to third parties.